Hello, good evening. This is Every Woman. It's a platform where we come together to pray for our families, pray for our children, pray for our spouse, to share our common challenges and our common successes in our marriage. You're welcome. Let us pray. Father, Lord, I thank you. I worship you, Abba Father. Thank you for your love, your mercy. I thank you for your grace, O God, upon our life. I thank you, God, for sustenance, Abba Father. Thank you for all that you've been doing in our families. I thank you because you continue to sustain us in the name of Jesus. In Jesus' name, we have prayed. You're welcome. I'm glad to see you once again. Today, I want to be talking on a topic that a lot of us, have actually neglected in our marriage, and we are just left with always complaining and trying to make excuses for why the marriage is not working or why it's working. And I want to ask a question. Um, do you think that gratitude helps marriage? How much does gratitude help marriage? How does gratitude help marriage? So it's a question I'm putting up through to each and every one of us that is watching today. How does gratitude help marriage? How does it build the marriage? What does it have to add to the marriage? How does gratitude tend to help us enjoy and not endure marriage? So that's what I'm going to be talking on today. So let's sit tight and listen carefully. First of all, what is gratitude? Gratitude is all about appreciation, about just letting the person know how relevant or how important his or her action has actually been. It's all about you just expressing a level of thanks to one's behavior or one's actions. That is what gratitude is all about. And there's a study that has actually found that couples who showed high levels of spousal gratitude, who showed high level of gratitude, who are who are prone to appreciation, um, it shows less, they seek less of divorce, they seek divorce less. So when couples express gratitude or show appreciation for each other, it can counteract or buffer the negative effects of conflict. It goes a long way to goes a long way to help to resolve um, conflict. So according to researchers, feeling appreciated and believing that your partner values you have a great impact on how you feel about marriage and your commitment to making it last. It's just like somebody, you do something for a person and the person is just like, oh, thank you so much for this thing you've done. There's this natural instinct that just tell you, oh, if this person could appreciate this, I could do more. So it is in uh, marriage. That is how it is in a relationship. That is how it should be. So when this study that says that couples that are prone or couples that show high level of spousal gratitude, they they actually seek less of divorce. You don't really hear much of divorce from such categories of couples. So all couples have disagreements actually and arguments. Every couple argue. In every home there's an argument. In every home there's this disagreement. There is always a conflict in homes. But how they argue and how they treat each other on a daily basis is a very important part, or is an integral part of the relationship. How they treat one another, it's very important. So in the place of that argument, how do you really treat one another? So in short, it's the little things that even matters that most times causes a lot of word exchange, things that shouldn't even be, things that we shouldn't even fight over. You just see couples fighting over it. So how are you going to bring this to being? How are you going to bring this level of gratitude to play? So you try to reach out to one another. Set aside time each day to reach out to your partner and listen to them talk about their day. Just try and reach out. Just try and also ask, how was your day? How did it go? And in the course of it, they may not be able to respond, but it becomes a touch tone. and let them feel heard. They just feel, okay, at least this person is interested in what I've gone through today. This person is actually interested in what I've done today. And it draws them closer in a way. It brings them closer to you because they are feeling relevant. They are feeling important. They are feeling um, also looked after. Just like your husband is coming in, you're like, ah, honey, how was your day today? How did everything go? He's just telling you. And at times, funny enough, they might really never respond to how the day went. Probably the day wasn't too pleasant, or it wasn't too palatable, or the day wasn't too friendly to them. And, they were just like, it's okay, everything went well. Even with women at times we do it, they're trying to just like, how did your day go? How is everything? How was work today? Or how was business today? So you just like, well, it went well. And down within you, you know that it didn't really go well. But going inside again to realize that somebody is actually interested in how my day went well, it gives a lot of relief to the stress that you have had for the day. So a lot of us, we really don't know that this is an integral part of our life. We really don't understand that, okay, it's an integral part of what we should also do in our relationship on a daily basis. We really don't understand that it's something that can actually also keep the home or the family going. So it's very important for us to want to reach out to our partners, to want to know what they have done today, to want to know how they have done it, to want to know how friendly the day has actually been with them. So that is going to actually become a touchstone, and it makes them feel, so I can be heard in this home, or I can actually be heard. So it's very important. And do something for them too. Try to be initiative about something. Do something for them that they do not like to do without asking. There are some things that you just do without them really asking. It's a way of also appreciating their effort so far with you. They really did ask for it, and somehow you just like, okay, I want to do this thing. I want, like, okay, let's take for example, like you take the car in for an oil change. Your couple did not ask for it, your spouse did not ask for it, but you know that this car is due for servicing. You just on your own, like clean the toilet. There are these little things in the home that we feel it's a man's job or it's a woman's job, and you just find the man coming to do that which you thought is the man's job, or that which you thought is the woman's job, or the woman just coming to do that which you thought is the man's job. Some of these things, there's a way it bonds, and you are like, for this spouse, or for this my wife, or for this my husband to just take this up today. There's this deep appreciation, there's this excitement you feel from inside that, my husband is actually doing this today, and there's just this excitement you have. You didn't ask for it, and you're like, how did you even know that I wanted to do this? So it brings a sigh of fulfillment in the relationship, brings a sigh of fulfillment in the marriage. So you try to be initiative. What do you think? What will I do that will excite my spouse? What will I do that will excite my husband? What will I do that will excite my wife? It's very important for us to think that way. And let's also learn to do little surprises. Little surprises. Yes, maybe like on their birthdays, they're not expecting anything, and you just come up with a cake. You're like, okay, maybe before then, you guys were just discussing, how would this birthday look like? And he's like, I'm not going to do anything. I don't think I. So the surprise really doesn't need to be big. It can be a dinner on the table. You just surprise one, and like, it's been a while since we ate. It can even be a dinner in your house, a dinner on the table together, and making the plans and just whisking them away to something they like. Just there's something that you must know that excites your spouse. So it's very important we do some of these things. I'm going on a short break right now. I will be back soon. Please don't go away. Okay, welcome back. Before I went for the break, I was talking about giving a little surprise to our spouse. It's very important. At times the way they Probably they even like us to dress, and it's been a while since they saw us dress in that manner. And you're just like coming up to come out in that outfit, and they're like, wow, this has been a while. It's a surprise too. It's a surprise. The way we look is, yes, we really need to. And there are times that you just do something. There are times I buy something for my husband, I drop it, and I didn't tell him anything. And when I go to work, he's calling me like, I saw so thing on so place. I'll say, honey, it's actually for you. It's a gift. And he's like, wow, thank you so much. These little surprises are not too much. It might really not be something too expensive, but just do something that they actually like. And let's learn to compliment them. One problem I know we have in Africa, hey, man, one problem I know we have in Africa is complimenting. At times we see our husbands dressed so gorgeously, and we are supposed to just like, oh, you look good. That you look good. It's not because you're saying it that is making them look good, but that you look good, there's this feeling it gives them inside. Oh, my spouse actually noticed me. A lot of men don't do that in Africa. Not, I don't even know whether I should say only in Africa, because it's like a lot of people are too busy these days to even look at their spouse. A lot of men don't do it. Even we women, it's easier for men to even say, you look good. We women, we can make hair and our husband is like, your hair looks fine. But how many times have we actually seen our husband like, this haircut is looking cute on you? Or maybe this style you're on today is looking very smart on you. So let's learn to compliment one another. I know it seems small, and likely should be happening every day. It should be something that we should get used to doing every day, even as little as it is. But we often forget that those little words about partners work. A new dress or their smile, just put a swing in our step. And when we get them from strangers, just these little things actually counts. We might look at it that, he already knows now that the tie he's wearing is fine. Do I have to tell him again? Yes, you have to tell him. Oh, she already knows that the hair she's wearing is beautiful. Yes, you need to tell her. It's very important, because lots of us are suffering from depression today because we just put it on ourselves. There are some things that you just feel, no, I cannot do. Must I tell him that I love him every day? I used to have that problem. My husband would like, you're not romantic. I don't know how to just sit down and say, honey, I love you. But he's always doing it. He always like, honey, I love you. And me, that is when I would now say, love you too. I won't even say the I love you complete. I was shy to say I love you to your husband or to your wife. But these are ways of also complimenting or appreciating your spouse, really making them know that, oh, no matter how long we have stayed together, it's still as new as ever. So let's also let's learn to compliment one another. And there's something that a lot of us don't do. We don't really ask about stuff. We don't ask about things. Maybe your spouse come back from work today and is like, oh, something happened between her and my boss in the office, and you see him looking down or her looking down, and the following day he goes back to work and he comes back. Many of us, we don't even remember to ask him, what happened yesterday? How was it? How did it go today? How did you handle it? Many of us really don't look into it again. And it's very important. It's making your spouse feel, oh, I'm heard, oh, there's this concern. It's a level of also appreciating his personality or her personality in the home. So don't just listen, but engage in conversation. It's very important. Don't just listen, when he comes, you just talk. So if your partner tells you something that happened at work, ask a follow-up question the next day. It's very important. Whatever happened between him and somebody at work, ask a follow-up question. How did it go? How did you guys resolve it? It gives this strength to your spouse that, oh, she's actually concerned or he's very concerned. It shows not only that you were listening initially, but that it is sustained, that you actually have your heart also goes with whatever was said, not that you were just listening. Oh, this happened, that happened. No, few of us are ahead. Few of us are ahead anymore in such a distracted world. Yes, we are ahead. In such a distracted world, we are really we are really not ahead. We are not being listened to, but we are ahead. We are not actually being listened to. We just talk, and because there's a lot of distraction, you just see the person doesn't even know, did not even sink into the person's head what you were saying. So to hear someone listening to us in a fantastic way is actually, it shows gratitude. It shows that there's a level of gratitude. It's a way to show gratitude to your spouse, also listening to your spouse and hearing him out or hearing her out. So there is, again, I would really want us to adopt this little word of thank you. A lot of us don't know how to do it. Oh, thank you, or I'm grateful, or I noticed what you did. A lot of us don't do it. You just come, okay, like at times I come home and my husband, I'm like rushing home to, like, I want to come and fix dinner. And he's telling me, only I actually prepared something. There should be this, oh, honey, thank you so much. Oh, God bless you. Wow, thank you for relieving me. It shows a level of appreciation. But when you feel like, oh, you're right, after all, he will eat out of the food and I have cooked. You say, okay, then let me just go and eat. See, let's learn this thank you. It's a very little word. It's just two words. Very little word. But many of us are not able to use that word. It's too big in our mouth to use. I don't know why. So while those words are simple enough, they show that we notice the efforts that our partners put into the relationship and that we are also grateful for them. Those little words that we just like, oh, thank you, oh, I'm grateful, oh, I noticed what you did, oh, wow, I didn't expect you to do this. It's a sign that we actually being appreciated in our relationship. Is a sign that, okay, whatever we are doing is being appreciated by our spouse. Yeah, somebody will ask me, but what if you have a spouse that never um, appreciates you? Yes. What if you have a spouse that never appreciates you? But have you also checked the manner at which you do some of these things that warrant your spouse? Naturally, I feel every human being in his or her right senses should know that when something good happens to him or her, or when you receive something from a person, you should just like say thank you. But do you know that there's a manner that you can actually do something and instead of you to get a thank you, the person just like, ah, what are you doing it for? So let's learn to appreciate one another because there are little things that cause a lot of fracas in the home, a lot of confusion, a lot of conflict, a lot of problems that at times we are like, okay, why is this happening? Some people even tie it to some spiritual ties, whereas it's just our character or our words or our behavior in the marriage that's causing so much. So I'm not talking to only a woman today, but I'm talking to both man and the woman. If both of us can just learn what appreciation is, we will go a long way in the relationship. So what will happen when a relationship, when there's a lack of appreciation? All of us like being appreciated, loved and complimented, particularly by the one we love. Appreciation is the most important aspect of marital satisfaction. If you must get a marital satisfaction, there's what they call appreciation. So although it may be said that appreciation can only stem in a healthy marriage, it can also contribute to the healthiness of that relationship. How can you get a healthy marriage when there's no means of even growing a healthy marriage? So, for you to even have a healthy marriage, appreciation is part of the process. So a couple that appreciates each other on a daily basis for all the little or big things eventually develops a culture of gratitude within their marriage. It just start coming naturally. So this is extremely important for a couple to stay happy and contented and their marriage to strive. It is very important. So it is common for there to be the seasons in the marriage where partners fail to communicate appreciation due to reasons such as work stress. At times we can like, I was really stressed and I didn't even notice what you did. Like life also get busier and all of us tend to get occupied with our tasks. So as a result, it's like we are really neglecting certain parts. We are not seeing those things. We are not really showing this appreciation. So I'm going to let me go on a short break. When you come back, we'll continue. So as I was saying before I went on break, welcome back actually. As I was saying before I went on break, This non-appreciation actually crawls in gradually, naturally, without anybody even noticing. Just as I said, maybe due to the work stress, due to life getting busier, due to everybody tending to get occupied with one task or the other. At the end of the day, it's like you are just neglecting that part, and it comes unconsciously. Some in some cases it actually comes unconsciously. You don't even know that you have really neglected trying to look out for the or trying to appreciate your spouse. So it is during this time that we often fail to recognize this contribution of our spouse in helping us and making our lives easier. It is expected to happen due to various reasons, yes, for a short span of time. But when this lack of appreciation becomes a permanent habit, it can prove disastrous for your relationship. When it becomes a habit, at times you might just like, oh, I didn't even notice. I didn't notice that you did it. Maybe because when you came into the house, you just went straight to the bedroom and you went to sleep and you didn't notice. And later, when you are told, you're like, oh, I didn't even notice. But when you now say you didn't notice, what did you say uh, about it? So, what did you say about it? What did you say concerning the appreciation thing? So when your partner does not feel certain things for you, it is important that you acknowledge them. You must cognitively know what your spouse is adding to your life, be it something big or small. So in this case, should be a feeling. You should also understand. Appreciation must be felt actually, expressed and reciprocated. It's not something that one person just do. It must be felt. You must see it, you must feel it. It must be expressed. It means it must be shown, and it must be reciprocated. Reciprocated. You also must return it. It has to be give me, I give you thing. Just by following the below mentioned ways, the things I want to mention now. Like feeling. You have to feel like your spouse is actually doing something in your life. You have to feel that your spouse is actually making progress. Welcome back. So let's learn to actually take note of these forms of appreciation at home. You need to feel it, you need to express it, you need to reciprocate it. When only one party appreciating, keep reciprocating appreciation, it's detrimental to the marriage, because at a point the person just get tired and like, I'm the only one doing a lot of sacrifices. So if we don't know, appreciation can be the antidote for divorce. Yes, can be the antidote for divorce, because a lot of people divorce. When you even hear some of the reasons why they are having problems in the home, there are minor things like this, like somebody saying, my wife does not respect me. If you appreciate your husband in the first place, you respect him. Somebody is like um my wife does not appreciate me, no matter my husband does not appreciate me no matter what I do in the home. He does not appreciate me. These are things that can be worked out, that don't even really need so much to put into it before we can get results. So marriage tend to end up in divorce when there is a lack of appreciation, more complaining and taking each other for granted. Yes, it tend to end in divorce. So if your marriage does not have gratitude, it is important that you find it before it is too late, because such marriages usually head towards divorce with each partner going their separate ways. But if you already have a good, healthy marriage, making appreciation towards your spouse a part of your daily routine can make a good relationship great. So please, it is important we appreciate our spouse. Thank you so much for joining me on this. I hope someone learns to appreciate your spouse. Appreciation, as I said, is an antidote for divorce. So if we learn to appreciate one another, we won't even think about going our separate ways. Thank you so much. God bless you. And this is Every Woman. Follow me on my Facebook page, Christabel Mudiaga. Follow me on my YouTube channel, Christabel Mudiaga. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me also on my Instagram channel, Christabel Mudiaga with Every Woman and Relationship. Thank you so much for joining me. God bless you. Bye.